Good day and welcome to Predators Proclivity, where we look at data from the season for the NHL Nashville Predators and make comments on it. I'm your host. I am your host, Preston Proctor. I'm sure I'm your host. Pretty sure. Nobody else here. Well, not right now anyway. Did have a guest yesterday. Guests are welcome. Just be a little quiet. All right. So tonight, March 7th, tonight's opponents are the Buffalo Sabres, who are 29-29-5, 15-12-4 away. The Sabres are in 6th place in the Atlantic Division with 63 points. All 5 teams ahead of them in the Atlantic are in playoff positions. They are 9 points out of the second wildcard spot with the same number of games played as Tampa Bay, who is just ahead of them in the Atlantic Division. They are 6-3-1 in their last 10 games and lost in overtime last night in Toronto. In these last 10 games, 4 were extra time games, 3 went to overtime, and 1 to a shootout. They had won all 3 of the previous extra time games. Before the game in Toronto, they lost at home against Winnipeg. They only have 2 losing streaks of 3 games or more, 1 3-game and 1 4-game. So they will be looking to stop this 2-game losing streak. The Preds are 35-25-3, 17-15-1 at home. They had their 8-game winning streak come to an end Tuesday night in a heartbreaking loss in overtime to the Canadiens. This was their longest winning streak, is their longest winning streak. And before this streak, they had a 6-game winning streak back in November. That one had 5 home games, with the 4th game being a win at St. Louis. The Preds are in the second wildcard spot with 73 points. They are tied with the Kings and the Knights. The Kings have snuck into 3rd place in the Pacific. Go Kings. So the Knights are now in the first wildcard spot. The Kings have 2 games in hand on the Preds, and the Knights have 1. The Blues and Kraken are both 6 points back with 1 game in hand. The Preds are 1-0 against the Sabres this season, winning in Buffalo back in December. The Preds scored 2 in the first, Buffalo 1 in the second, and that ended the scoring. The loss to the Preds was the 3rd game of their 4-game losing streak. So yes, the last time they played, the Sabres were also on a 2-game losing streak. This is their last meeting of the year, so hopefully the Preds will get the series sweep. Tonight is also the end of the homestand. They'll be on the road for 4 games, with the first 2 being afternoon games this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, against Columbus and Minnesota, respectively. The Preds at home, what can we expect to see? They are 17-15-1 at home now, the one coming Tuesday night, their first overtime loss at home. Overall, in overtime games at home, they are 4-1. So last Tuesday, well, that's what records are for. They would win all their other previous extra time games. Now they lost. All right, they can start winning again. Since January 1st, they are 6-7 at home and 9-4 away. They are 3-0-1 on this homestand, gathering 7 points. So it has been a successful homestand, regardless of how I feel about Tuesday night's game. At home, the Preds still have not lost the first period and won the game. Overall, their first period record is 14-8-11. And in games where they win, they are 10-0-7 in the first period. After winning the first period the other night and losing the game, they are now 4-8-4 in the first period when they lose. If they win the first period, they're 10-3-1 at home, losing the first 0-8, and 7-4 if they tie the first period. Tuesday, they won the first period, lost the second, tied the third, and lost in overtime. At home, when they win the first, they are 10-4. Then after they lose the second, they are 1-3. Not a very big data set, but 4 times at home, they have won the first, lost the second, and that tends not to be a very good result. They don't fare well at home in the second period. Overall, 9, 14, and 10. And the third is pretty well split, 12, 10, and now 11, with the tie in the third period Tuesday night. I don't want to get back into that game. Thank you. Okie dokie. So, Tuesday night, they won and tied 1 period and lost 2. They are 5-7 at home when only winning 1 period. Now they are 1-10 when they lose 2 periods at home. The one win was where the Preds also won 2 periods, with the second period being the overtime period. Getting the first goal, a 2-1 advantage to the team getting it. If the Preds get it, they are 12-6. If they don't get it, they are 5-10. And of course, the Preds also got the first goal Tuesday night and lost. Getting the first goal and winning the first period, the Preds are 9-4 at home. Did not help Tuesday night. I guess I keep bringing it up. I really hated that game. But we're going to right the ship tonight. Tonight, we are going to right the ship against the Buffalo Sabres. They're on a 2-game losing streak. It's going to be 3. The Preds will start their next winning streak and carry that over the weekend. Go Preds. Okay, thanks for listening. I'm Preston Proctor, and you've been listening to Predators Proclivity.